Welcome back to Conscious Truth. Okay, I'm just making another quick video about another thing about how Einstein's general theory of relativity is wrong. There is this idea about space curving. Okay, and basically it's wrong because if you have empty space, if there's nothing in the empty space, if there's no ether and it's just space, then how can it curve? You see, all these physicists, they love all their fancy equations, and they'll say that, you know, you don't understand it because you haven't got a PhD, blah, 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 you don't understand the mathematics. But it's just plain basic common sense, really, isn't it? That if something is made of nothingness, then if you curve it, it's not going to make any difference, is it? Because there's no train tracks in space. So anyway, I'm just going to, in case you're not familiar with it, I'll play you Michio Kaku.
Einstein said, no, this theory can't be right. He's
saying that Newton was wrong, and that this is Einstein's theory that he came up with, just so you know.
His office at the patent office, looking out at the window, and he imagined a man working on a roof. And he begins to wonder what would happen if one of those men were to fall off the roof. He had a vision. The man will not actually be feeling his own weight.
He would be weightless. And then he imagined, if you're in an elevator and somebody cuts the cord, what happens to you? You fall. But the elevator falls at the same rate you do, so you are weightless inside the elevator. So then Einstein got it. There is no such thing as gravitational pull. The Earth has curved the space around me, and space is pushing me into this chair.
Okay, so space is pushing you, even though space is just space and not made of anything. Exactly sure what they're talking about there.
Space itself can be curved. Why does the Earth go around the Sun? Most people would say, well, the Sun's gravity is yanking the Earth toward the Sun in a circle. Wrong. The Earth is going around the Sun because the Sun has warped the space around the Earth, and space is pushing the Earth toward the Sun.
Space, which is made of nothing, is pushing the Earth, according to Einstein and Michio Kaku.
He had a new theory of gravity, a new theory of the universe.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, and then you see this genius explaining it here.
You get a sheet like this if you're buying sale stuff, so you don't care what it looks like, right? For like $20, maybe less, depending on the...
He's explaining we've got the spandex.
And so you put
the ball in, it bends the spandex.
And so if I have another object, it also works space-time. They feel that, and they're attracted to each other.
They feel that and are attracted to each other. Well, what actually happened there was he dropped a ball onto some spandex, and gravity pulled the ball towards the other one. I mean, do they not realise that? There's the curvature, which he spoke about, and then gravity made the ball move towards the other one. It didn't just move just because the space was curved or something. It's just not...
So that's Einstein's picture of gravity. Objects work space-time, feel that curvature, and move accordingly.
They feel that curvature, do they? Okay. So coming back to the train tracks, I've thought about this for many years, and just always intuitively realised that this must be wrong, this theory, because light travels in a straight line, apparently. I mean, that I can kind of understand because it's travelling just through space. There's no reason for it to not move in a straight line, so therefore it does. But in fact, it travels in all directions, doesn't it? So is it really travelling in a straight line? It's travelling in every single direction, isn't it? So train tracks, you see, if you curve the space, are there train tracks in space? Like the light is travelling along the train track, you curve the train track and it follows the train track. I thought we were talking about empty space. I mean, the other way I think of it is kind of like, imagine that space was water. Imagine you had a big tank of water and you shone a laser beam through the water, and then you got some of that water and you curved it, whatever that's supposed to even mean. But let's say you somehow sort of moved some of the water around. Would the light just start moving in a different way? Of course it wouldn't. It would just keep going through the curved bit of water or the curved bit of space. Unless it's got some train tracks that are telling it where to go. I've never heard these physicists talking about these train tracks in space, because that would mean that there was a sort of background ether which they don't want to admit exists. It would actually make sense if there was an ether. Personally, I think that it's not so much curvature, it's actually density, and all mass has ether attached to it. And the more mass you have together, the more ether there is condensed together, and therefore you get gradients of density of ether, and that's what causes gravitational lensing and gravity itself. And the idea that there's just this empty space which is curved is just nonsense, and they just parrot mouth this stuff, not really knowing what they're talking about. Anyways, that's another reason why Einstein was wrong. See my other video which proves how time dilation is also wrong. Goodbye.